Let's see. Are we live? Are we live? Oh, snap. We are. But can we hear me? Boom. Mic check. Oh, we do. Oh, we are live, party people. We are live, party people. In the place to be. Let me check on. There it is. Okay, you're live too. Right on. And I can close you because you're live too. Man. Okay, maybe I don't need to check anymore. I'm always checking to see if I'm live just to make sure I'm getting what I paid for. You know, you pay for stuff, you got to make sure. I guess now it's good. Yep. All the places that I paid for live is live. Cool. Let's see. And we have people in the place to be. Yep. Ah, thank you so much, Johnny Rocks Hollywood. You are the man. You know, I was going to try to contact you, and I realized I don't have your number. So I guess I'm going to message you on Facebook so that we can schedule an interview with you, my man. We can have you on as a guest, the live, and then the next day it'll go on to audio. It's going to go into audio, and then what do you call? The main thing for this is trying to help promote the comedians that are here in Hawaii. You know, so I will be reaching out to some people. I've only reached out to a handful because kind of want to do this podcast where it's kind of stands on its own, where, you know, it doesn't need guests, where, you know, basically I'm trying to get famous on my own terms, you know, but, you know, hopefully it things happen. I have one fan who's in Germany, and so far that's what I'm, you know, the reason I'm doing this, because he is always asked, when are you going to do another one? When are you going to do another one? When is the Guys with Issues coming out with another one? And unfortunately, the Guys with Issues, you know, it might be, if we ever do stuff together, I mean, we're still best friends. We still talk to each other every day. But if we ever get together again, I mean, that'd be an awesome episode. I love and I miss podcasting with Chad Wago and Russell Kealoha. So it'll happen one day. I appreciate that, Johnny. I really do. I could use the love. Today was not a good day for the comedian James Money. First off, you ever like have something you're gonna eat? You thinking about eating is like, you know, I guess growing up in a house full of Samoans, you're like, you go to school and you're like, oh, when I get home, I'm gonna eat that, you know, the last piece of pie or the leftover pizza, and you get home and then somebody's already eaten, and you're like, it just like destroys you because like, man, I've been thinking about that thing all day. I come home and see you eating it. It's usually either my sister or my brother, which if my brother's eating it, I'm like, don't worry about it. But if my sister's eating it, I'm like, God damn you. Today, a similar thing happened, but it had nothing to do with my sister. Today was, so yesterday my sister bought me a Hershey's almond chocolate bar, which I usually eat right away because it's rare you get a gift from, you know, we give gifts to her. It wasn't a gift like here, but she got me a candy bar, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. And then I was like, I looked and I was like, oh man, I'll save it for tomorrow. I came up before the podcast to eat the candy bar get a little pick-me-up, and I come up and it was melted. Usually when you put it in the refrigerator and you take it out, that's when it melts fast. But this one was, I was like, it's not even that hot in my room. Why is it melted? It was devastating. Thank you, Dickie. Appreciate you, man. Funniest bus driver we had. Thank you. I've seen the jokes that come out of that place, so it's not saying much, but I would say tour bus drivers is probably funnier. However, city bus drivers do see a lot more crap, literally and figuratively. I've seen my share of poop, and I'm not talking about being a dad. I've seen my share of people peeing on. I've actually seen people actively peeing on the bus. I've seen so people are like, oh, what did that man do? It wasn't always a dude. Sometimes it was female. So we have seen, city bus drivers have seen some things where we're all of a sudden numb to stuff. I was driving on and off for about 17 years, and I've seen things in Chinatown where if the average person would be like, oh my goodness, that's so crazy. That woman is just, squatting in the corner peeing, and the guy around the corner is smoking ice. To us, that was just like, oh, it's Tuesday morning. There they are again, the same people. One of the funny things, yes, it is. It's hot in my room, especially when I come in shirtless. Boom. Yep, Kevin Chang, shout out. Yes. We have seen our share of craziness. I would say the weirdest thing, because some people ask me what's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you, and it wasn't anything disgusting. It was actually maybe like 8. She looked like she was 80 or 90 years old. I'm assuming Japanese, her accent, but local Japanese. So I'm talking to one of the regulars on the bus, an older dude sitting in the front talking, and it's just like nice conversation. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Oh, I'm on my way to the beach and yada yada. Oh, cool. And all of a sudden I hear, you shut your mouth and you drive the bus and shut up. And I was like, what the hell? And sitting behind me, and she was like 4 feet tall. Like, she's really petite and like hunched over elderly woman. And I felt like, how dare you talk to me like that? I was so insulted and so angry at the same time, but it's like, oh, it's a little person. I didn't even stand up. I just turned around. Because I knew if I had stood up, it would be like, Star Advertiser newspaper, headlines, giant Samoan attacks little beautiful, awesome woman, or something like that. So I was like, man, I'm not standing for this. I'm put a stop to this. So I called it in through our radio to Central, we call it. And I said, this person here is telling me to shut my mouth and drive the bus. And now the key words, you got to know the key words as when you are at work. There's key trigger words that you use that whenever you use it, HR just jumps in. There's keywords that you use that your manager, your supervisors, once they hear, it triggers it. Oh, we need to do something right away. For me, that trigger word, at that time, harassment is one word that you can use. I feel threatened is another one. So at the time I said, this person is threatening me and I don't feel safe continuing until this person is off my bus. Some of you guys are lawyers out there. You guys know, once you hear that, those are trigger words. We need to put a stop to this. We need to help him out right away. His life's in danger. Supervisor shows up 5 minutes later, really fast. 5 minutes later, and goes, and like standing outside the door and looks at me and is like, so which one? What's going on? What's going on? You all right? I was like, yeah. And I point behind me at this tiny lady saying, yeah. She's telling me to shut up and drive the bus. And it's the look on a supervisor's face when he looked at her and looked back at me was like, are you freaking serious? There's no way that you're talking about, like, was I joking? This can't be. Not proud of it, but that's the only thing I could think of to get this person off the bus so I can drive. Instead of, threatening her with her life or something and looking like a monster. I'd rather look like I wouldn't say coward. I'd rather look like a chicken than looking like, like she might have been afraid for her life had I stood up, Big man discrimination. Ever had a bus etiquette enforcer? A friend of mine used to throw unruly folks out of the back door on the west side. So, funny you say that, Kevin, because I came into the bus company. The radios were there, but there was no GPS. There was no cameras. So you could still do things like that. So I've heard stories of drivers who were there before me. Dick and Pacheco is one who was there years before me. And I've heard stories about people getting thrown out physically by large bus drivers. I'm not saying I did it. I mean, I didn't, is what I'm saying. Don't get these... it's been a long time since I drove. I don't think, I don't think they would come after me. I think it's too late, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they would. What do you call? I wouldn't get in trouble, right? I think. I hope. I hope not. I don't want to get in trouble. Let me play my music.
Live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's Hawaii Comedy. With your host, James Money.
Island days, clear blue water, and mountain ranges and dancing daughters. I can't get enough of these island days. Won't you take me back to Honolulu? Yeah, that surf is high and I am too. Sing songs all night long. I live in these island days. Oh, they told me not to fall in love, but I just could not help myself. Oh, I missed my flight again. I was sleeping here with my new friend. Oh, yeah. Island days, clear blue water, and mountain ranges and beautiful daughters. Yeah. I can't get enough of these island days.
Thank you so much for Tavana for that beautiful music. Tavana, who's actually performing tomorrow on Maui at the playground. He's going to be over there with Chino LaForge, stand-up comedian on Maui, who's a really funny guy. He's doing a lot of things on Maui for their scene there. Tavana, who gave me permission to use that song, sing it on the air, so in case people be like, hey, wait a minute. Yes, Tavana gave me permission to use this song, and it's a beautiful song. I love it. Thank you so much. And then shout out to Graham Elwood for doing the intro. That's my intro before I start the show. I hope it came out. I don't have headphones. I didn't double check. I should have. I guess I'll find out after this episode. Dickens says, yeah, now it's hard to get away with talking back to passengers. The camera is there to watch us, not the passengers. That is a problem with working today, I think. I mean, safety is first, and the customer, yeah, sure. But if you ever worked in customer service, which city bus drivers are doing, and are working with people a lot of times don't give a shit. I mean, another case happened where I picked up a dude who is like pretty fit, but looks like smokes ice. And like, so he's yoked and he's like maybe 6'4". And as I'm pulling up to the bus stop, he's like boxing with the sign, not the sign, but the pole that holds up the bus stop sign. And I'm like, oh my goodness. No, you cannot assume that he's crazy out loud. You cannot act like, oh, you gotta, maybe he's just working out extra reps. I don't know. But he comes on, he sits on the bus, he's just sitting in the middle, and he starts like every now and then he just like bangs the back of his head against the window. So he's sitting facing like in the regular seats I face forward, but he's sitting sideways, and he's just like every now and then just boom hits the back of his head. I'm like, oh man, am I gonna have to fight today, or am I gonna have to run today? Something is gonna happen with this. So we cannot assume, but it's funny because you say about the cameras is there to see what happens after. It's an eyewitness. So we can say, oh, we saw what you did. We saw what they did. They did pull out the knife and stab you in the throat. Okay, but I'm dead now. So what? I mean, how can we protect our bus drivers? I don't have the answer, but, Kevin says, my friend was a passenger. He would throw his asshats off the bus. Oh, he'd throw asshats people off the bus all the time. He once choked out a pedophile on the bus. Turned out the HPD had been searching for the guy for a long time. Wow. That is crazy. That is awesome, too. I've heard of drivers who, because we have the mirror, we look back and we can see the reaction of some of the people that catch the bus. And there's been occasions where, well, not for me, thank God, where a driver noticed a young person or female that looked uncomfortable, and then witnesses would say, whatever's, and then the person who was doing the harm eventually got arrested. Either the driver held him down or the passengers held him down, but they kept that person there and called the police. So that, which is, that's the community part of Hawaii. Like, a lot of people talk about driving the bus on the west side. Waianae has a bad rep. There are some crazy things that happen out there, but there's crazy things that happen all over the place. All right. I drove out of Waianae for a couple years, and nobody really gave me crap. And it's funny because, like I said, community. There was a situation, this is turning to the Bus Driver Diaries episode, where a person was complaining about something. Now, when you get somebody complaining, and you have to take it seriously as a customer service person, and the person, oh, driver, whatever's, hot over here, whatever's, and the people in Waianae, because it's such a long ride for them, and I feel bad for them because sometimes the bus is full of people not going all the way to Waianae. It's full of people who are going to Waipahu, when there are other Waipahu buses, but they fill up that buses. Anyways, so what happens, and you're on that bus, and then you hear somebody complaining, and then people in Waianae in the back, hey, shut up. Because they know once that complaint happens, the driver has to stop the bus or stall the bus right there. So now all of a sudden you're, hey, shut up. And they go, what? The next thing, the next person, hey, no get dumb, I'm going to tell your mother. It's like, because like I said, community. So many people there know each other. And I've never had an issue happen to me where I had to, do something. So I think Waianae West Side, Leeward Side gets a bad rep. There are bad things that happen, but that happens all over the place. Windward Side gets nuts too, so no act. Before I continue, I want to give a shout out to my official sponsor for the podcast. See this beautiful shirt I'm wearing? Oahu Golf Apparel. Yep. Team OGA, as we we do use that hashtag on Instagram, hashtag Team OGA. Go to OahuGolfApparel.com and check out these beautiful shirts. They come in size 6X now. This is what I'm wearing, a size 6X. It fits awesomely. It's comfortable. It's light. When you wash it, you must machine wash, what do you call that, like light. And then you don't put it in a dryer because the material dries fast. Not an X brown material. I don't know, it's part polyester or something. But it's really light, flexible. The air just goes right through it. So a lot of people wear it for golf. I don't golf, but you can. Oahu Golf Apparel has hats, T-shirts, and golf accessories that are locally produced here in Honolulu. They offer fun, stylish activewear on or off the course. So check them out, OahuGolfApparel.com. Tell them James Money sent you, and you'll get a thank you. I'm sure, something like that. But yeah, so I'll be wearing these shirts as I do the episodes live. I had one on in episode 1, which was a cool shirt. It had all the license plates. Well, it was all license plates, Hawaii State license plate, but it had the names of the islands. So it was cool. I liked it. Also want to give a shout out to, I don't know if it's a shout out. But there is a, if you guys are watching the news, and I'm sure you have, you guys saw what happened in Tonga, where an underwater volcano exploded, it sent, I almost said tidal waves, tsunamis throughout the Pacific, all the way, it affected Peru, California, even Hawaii, the big island. I think a woman's business got washed out. Not her. That sounded weird saying it like that. A woman's business. A business that is owned by a woman. That was better. A business owned by a woman on the Big Island. Her business got washed away. So that's affected there. But the people in Tonga are affected with the ash. It's like settled on the island. So you can see like satellite pictures or flyover pictures of how green and lush the islands of Tonga. I apologize. I don't know if there's islands or island. I'm pretty sure it's islands, but in the Kingdom of Tonga. And the picture now, it looks like it's black and white because all the ashes that's covering. And they're saying it's like centimeters thick. I don't know. Centimeters doesn't sound like a lot, but if it covers the whole island, that's a lot. Or all the islands, that's a lot. So there is a fundraiser going on, Tonga Relief Fundraiser at 218 Mohonua Place in Honolulu, Saturday, January 22nd at 5 p.m. You can go there and you can donate canned goods, canned foods, water, clothes, whatever you think would help, could help. I'm not sure if they're accepting monetary donations, but if maybe some people like to find actual sources that's like well-known sources to donate to. Whatever you can do to help the people of Tonga, that'd be greatly appreciated. That's our. I'm from American Samoa. Tonga is like I always say is our Polynesian cousins. In fact, our two cultures is pretty much almost. I think to a white person be identical. It's like, oh, you guys look the same. So we closely resemble Tongans and Tongans closely resemble Samoans. There used to be a beef back in the day, like yada yada. It's kind of like, and some people couldn't get it. It's like, well, it's like calling a Jamaican guy African or a Haitian guy African. Yes, their roots is from Africa, but they have their own cultures, their own communities, and using the word communities a lot. That's weird. So, please help out the any Tongan relief, maybe Red Cross. You can reach out to them and help them out. One last thing before I continue, it's tough times we're going through right now with the pandemic, just stress and with the economy, politics. It's just so much going on right now that, people have thoughts of doing, hurting themselves. And I'm saying, please don't. If you can find help, please do. I'll give you the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. A friend of mine that worked with that program would say, if you know somebody who's feeling like that, to ask them, straight up, are you thinking about hurting yourself? Or do you have thoughts of suicide? Instead of trying to beat around the bush. We're not experts. So I'll give you this number. If you're feeling down, or if you just need somebody to talk to, please call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. They can either talk to you about, what you're going through, or even point you in the right direction, and I think with the craziness that's going on now, we all could use a little help, and we'll see. If you want, you can hit me up. I'll talk to you. That's pretty much all I do as a comedian. Just talk. Let's see what Kevin has to say. Yep, pedophile was on the bus in Kaneohe. My friend got on the bus and sat behind a little girl going to school. He woke up and saw the older guy sit next to her. He slept again, woke up and saw the guy put his hand on the girl's leg. So he pounded the guy out. And that is what you should do when you see that. Pound that dude out. Well, I'm not going to promote violence. Dickie says, nobody would mess with you because you're a big Samoan dude. Funny, nobody would mess with you, but they would call Josh Vali, another big Samoan guy on Micronesia, who would get mad because he would speak to him in Micronesian, which is not a bad thing. Okay? Let's put that out there, that James Mane doesn't think that that's a bad thing. But it is true. I didn't get that much trouble on the bus. I would sit in the break room and hear other drivers share stories about how they got picked on the bus. I'm like, that never happened to me. And they would all say, gee, I wonder why. Could it be because you're 6'7", 400 pounds? Oh, well, whatever's. All right, let's catch you up to what I have been up to, other than starting this new podcast, Hawaii Comedy Podcast. Right, Hawaii Comedy with James Mane. Still trying to learn the name of my own podcast that I named. Maybe I should get a straw or something to drink this thing. Other things I've been up to, I was on a yacht cruise called the Vida Mia Yacht Cruise a couple of weeks ago with my daughter. We were invited to help basically promote the boat, which is also what I'm doing now. And it's an awesome cruise. It takes off behind Ilikai and Hilton in the harbor. They do like coffee cruise where you go out early in the morning, and it's a really nice old school yacht. So we went on. So to my surprise, there was celebrities on the boat or in the yacht. Can we call it a boat? I like saying boat. Boat. Boats. Anyways, so the yacht takes off, and on the yacht, the first person I recognized was Yancy Medeiros. I was like, okay, I'm the biggest one on this boat, but that guy can probably knock out everybody on this boat. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a dude. That's my thought process. It's like, okay, I'm the biggest one here. Who would win in a fight? If a Royal Rumble broke out, maybe I have a chance because of my weight. But Yancy Medeiros would knock everybody out. However, Yancy Medeiros is not that kind of person. Yancy Medeiros is a really nice guy, very approachable, super cool dude. I went live on Instagram of me and him thumb wrestling, which was like, and I won. So I said, it's the only time I'm beating Yancy in anything other than buffet, and I won. However, and my daughter told me after, it didn't dawn on me. She said, why'd you delete it? I was like, what are you talking about? It was live. And she's like, yes, but you have the option to keep it. And I deleted it. I was supposed to have posted it, and I deleted it. So I have no proof. There is no proof of me beating Yancy Medeiros in thumb wrestling, which I can take to the grave and tell everybody, yes, I did beat him. I promise. I beat Yancy Medeiros in something. The comedian is the winner. Nope, no proof. Also on the boat, started hearing music. The Wailers. Yes, Bob Marley and the Wailers. The Wailers. Of course, this is the next generation of the Wailers. Was on the boat. And they were singing. And it was so awesome to hear. It was like the song. They sang, Don't Worry About a Thing. I was like, oh my goodness, that's from, that's like from the source, kind of. It's like getting, aside from being Bob Marley and the original Wailers, but this is the closest you can get. It's like, wow, this is coming from, it's like Smokey Robinson was supposed to come down and perform. It got pushed back. But hearing, songs, his songs from him, this was the next best thing, I think. I was like, wow. But there was also local talent on the boat as well, the yacht. Tiara Gomes was also there. Dylan Pakele was there, and they were singing with them. You can follow these people on Instagram, just and in their name, and you can see it. Dylan Pakele was super cool. The first time I seen him, he told me he saw me perform and thought I was funny. Of course, we're gonna hit it off when you tell me that, but man, the dude sings with a lot of passion. Like, he's very, like, he puts his emotion into all the songs. Like, you see it in his face, you can hear it in his voice. So it's super cool as he got to jam with the Wailers. Same as Tiara Gomes was singing, who has an angelic voice, singing with the Wailers. It was like, wow, these local people here jamming with the Wailers. How cool is that? On a yacht out off of Waikiki. And also on the boat, the yacht, Wyland and Kim Taylor Reese. Now, the funny thing about that is, as we have all these, no offense, all right, all these hip young people, me not included, hip young people, and then there's Wyland and Kim Taylor Reese just chilling. And it was like, that's the level I want to get, where I'm just that cool, seasoned gentleman hanging out and just a drink in my hand, 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, at noon, it's okay, morning cocktail, and just chilling. It was so funny. Also on the cruise was Mitchell Brunings. Some of you guys are like, oh, who's that? So he has joined the Wailers and sings the Bob Marley parts. You check his YouTube channel, Mitchell Brunings. He was on, I think it was The Voice Holland, and sang Redemption Song. And it sounded just like Bob Marley. It was like, I think 20 million views on YouTube. It sounded just like Bob Marley. It was so cool when he started singing. I was like, wow. I was there with my daughter and Graham Elwood, and we were just like flies on a yacht wall and just like tripping out. Like, whoa, this is actually happening. We're part of the cool kids, The cool thing is, you take that yacht, you go out, you can actually dive in. You dive in, jump in, swim. They put the anchor down. My first time ever seeing somebody throw an anchor out, I was like, well, it's not as glamorous as I thought. But also, I want to say thank you to Tanya Joaquin for helping make that happen. She reached out and got us on that yacht, and so that was super cool. I do recommend, the name of the yacht is the Vida Mia. So you can check it out on their website, Vida Mia. Follow them on Instagram. You follow me on Instagram, you'll see I share their stuff as well. You can do like a mini cruise, coffee cruise, or what have you. So you go ahead and try it out. See, you can do like family gatherings or something, and then see how that works for you and your family. I wouldn't mind doing like a comedy cruise or something. Just have like a podcast from the boat, yacht, cruise, and it'll just be all these comedians. So here's what would happen, and me and Graham Elwood have talked about it. What would happen if it was just a bunch of comics. So with the musicians, beautiful things happen. Lovely music, mashups, jamming, what have you. Now, had it been comedians, it would have just been us trashing everything we could, almost like a roast, if you will. Whether we roast things on the boat or each other, it probably would be funny for the audience, not so much the comedian who gets picked on. Yeah. So, speaking of which, I have a show coming up February 2nd. Head of Insecurity. It's my live stand-up comedy show at the Blue Note Hawaii. Those of you who want to see me live, go to BlueNoteHawaii.com. Get your tickets. That's February 2nd. It's called James Mane, Head of Insecurity Comedy Show. I'll be doing about an hour of comedy. I'm going to have some funny openers. Jose Dynamite's going to be opening. Simone Park is going to be opening. And Daryl Bonilla is going to be opening. It's going to be really fun. So you do need to bring your vaccination card or have a negative test within 48 hours of the start of the show. Tickets are about $10 to $15, so it's not that much. It's just before Valentine's. So if you're looking to give out Valentine's Day gift, it's, early week, send them to a comedy show. I promise you your date would not be attracted to me. That's almost a guarantee. All right. So tickets are available. Go get them, as the locals say. Brah, go get them. Get your tickets. That's at BlueNoteHawaii.com. If you sell out, we'll add another show. I don't think we're close to selling out, but we're hopeful. Bring your peoples. I know people are concerned because of coronavirus, but in the States, they're starting to see the places that got hit first with the Omicron starting to come down. I think New York City, like 40% drop with the daily new cases. Hawaii, I think we're at the peak. We're kind of plateauing. The good thing is the hospital beds aren't growing as much. But they're expecting us to start coming down at the end of this week or next week. I mean, the middle of next week. So hopefully the next few days we start coming down and won't be too bad when we get to the show. It's they will practice COVID or whatever. So make sure you guys are safe and yada yada, all that stuff. All right, cool. So hopefully we'll see you guys at the show. All right. So now it's time for our next segment. Where are you going with this, James? Where I discuss topical events or current events, things that's going on in my life, in Hawaii, and in the world. So what's happening for me is I'm starting to get. So I perform with Tumua Tuine. You guys know him as huge on Instagram, huge in live performances. So the cool thing is that when he starts posting things and has my name in it, I get new followers, which is awesome because his fans are amazing, and I really appreciate it. But I'm starting to get a lot of fake accounts following me, a lot of bots that come with scams. The most I get is Cash App, where somebody say, "Hey, I work for this, and we're looking for people. What's your Cash App?" It's like, I don't give it out, but I also don't understand how that could help you. I know there's something where they give you money and then they ask you to send them back or some money or something like that. But I'm not entirely sure. But it's something to do with them and your Cash App. So I've been getting a lot of those. In fact, one of my players that I coach at Aya High School as a volunteer coach, his account got hacked. And then today, and it was weird because we have a group chat in Instagram, and we didn't know we were chatting with the person who hacked him. So we were talking about him, and then the person's replying, and we're like, I thought his account got hacked. And then you realize, whoa, the person who hacked him is talking to us. Of course, we kicked him out of the group, reported it, but it's crazy. So the thing with, I went to school for cybersecurity. When you get emails, don't click on links from somebody you don't know. Even if they're telling you could win a prize, don't do it. You can double check who sent you the email address that sent it to you. So, for instance, if it says from Home Depot, which I get a lot, you won something at Home Depot, claim your prize. But you click on where it tells you what the email address, where it came from, and it doesn't say Home Depot in it. That's a red flag. So don't click on it. So to me, I'm like, if I really want something and they really want me to have it, they'll come find me. So I always report spam, report phishing when you can. The other things, though, if you're in Facebook, and this is for you, baby boomers, if you're in Facebook and you click on something your friend posted and it asks you to log in again, don't do it, because that's how they get your password, because you just typed it in, your email address and your password. So that could have happened as well. So be careful. The other scams I get, which is I wish sometimes are true, is the ladies that hit me up. Like, you're like, oh man, you click on their profile. So you check their profile. That's no harm. And you see they only have like 9 pictures. That's a red flag. And if you look at it and you see like a really hot chick, and then before you click anything else, go look in the mirror and say, is she really digging this? Or is this a scam? Most times it's a scam. So don't fall for it. Today I got one. I've had this maybe like a handful of times in the past few years, where the woman asks, hey, are you interested in being a sugar baby? I would pay you like a couple $100 a month, and then we'll just have a conversation, and then I'll tell you to do things, and you can send me pictures. It's like okay, the reason I know, because I've replied to these before, not because I wanted to do it. Of course, I would wish could have the money for it, but just to see like, what the hell? What is this? What's going on? So usually I don't get too far, because then it gets to like, yada, yada. Send me pictures, because this happened on Snapchat too, where I get all these nude pictures. I'm like, what's going on? And then it tells me, now send me yours. I'm like, what? I didn't agree. I didn't sign no contract saying if you send me, I'll send you. You just started sending me stuff. So be careful out there, baby boomers, and youngsters. You get scammed, and they go to your friends list, and they come after people like myself and other people that had nothing to do with that. And then next thing you know, they're asking for Cash App. I get like 5 every week requesting my Cash App. It's like, what? Man, just send it. Just meet me somewhere and give me that money. All right. So what else we got going on? Today, and these are usually things I see on social media. So on Instagram, or actually this I saw on Facebook, or is it YouTube? The trailer for Bill Cosby, like a series, has come out. It's a docu-series. The trailer came out, and I was like, it was pretty powerful. I don't know if you guys are interested, but shoot, for a long time. And then I feel what those people are talking about, as far as like, man, he was at a time considered America's dad when he was doing the Cosby Show. Everything he did was, aside from that one movie, that space movie that flopped, but anything he did, it worked. He was the guy. Jello pudding pop. Oh, I love Jello pudding pops, but Jello pudding, Jello everything, whatever. Was it Coke? He did Coke, not Coke, Coca-Cola commercials, but so many things that he did. but it was huge on what you call it, when Cosby Show came out. And it's weird. So watching this trailer, people were saying, he was the father of America. So it hurt so much. He set back black people so many years because of what he's been doing, basically drugging women and then sleeping with them. Some of them were saying people should have known that this was happening. The thing is, he's been doing this in the 70s, I guess. I don't know if it's the 60s, but during a time when people keep quiet. If he tried doing that today, I don't think he'd get away with it. I mean, it's, and I agree, some people should have known, but those days I don't think people said anything. I'm not making an excuse for it, but I wish people had said something so that it didn't happen to a lot of people, because that's messed up. And some people in the trailer, they were saying that we should have saw the hints. We should have saw, because in his movie or TV show, there's hints of what he was doing. There was an interview where he said, put a little magic potion in a drink, and the lady said yes. I did see that interview. But they were talking about, like, on the Cosby Show, what was his profession? What kind of doctor was he? They was like, oh, he was a OBGYN. We should have knew. It's like, what? He could have been a dentist, but no, he chose that. I don't know if that's... So you're telling me that he was doing dirt, and okay, so the victim, I'm not talking about the victims, right? What happened to them is disgusting, and I wish it didn't happen to them, But let's talk about what these people are saying when they break down this. We should have saw the hints that he wrote. So like he writes scripts and leaves hints like, oh, they'll never know. I'm going to be an OBGYN. I'm going to deliver babies. They should have known that I was hooking up with all these women. How are we supposed to know that? From that, we know now, and we look back and we say, yeah, that's what happened. That's what everything. Was it hindsight is 2020? Yeah. Oh well, it's a terrible thing. The docuseries coming out, I guess, whatever information they have, and nowadays it's not what you read in the papers. It's not what you watch on the news. It's usually a Netflix special that does the investigation. And then reveals all the secrets. I don't think it's going to be on Netflix. I think it's on Showtime. It's directed by W. Kamau Bell, who's a comedian, and he goes through and investigates all these things. And yeah, I believe it's on Showtime. So if you have Showtime, you see it. If you don't, I guess you can wait till people start posting on YouTube. We should have known. I wish we did know. I wish we did. Sad that we didn't. What else is going on? So this I saw, which tricked me, and the only reason I looked at it is because they said Michigan University. So I was like, oh, what's going on in Michigan University? So a university is what this is what they should have, a university in Michigan. Because when I looked it up, it says Lake Superior University. So I was like, who cares about that? Lake Superior University. Some people, that's like the least most popular lake. I mean, out of all the Great Lakes, Lake Erie, is a Huron one, Lake Michigan. And then Superior. Well, Superior has it in its name, but I don't think too many people know the name of that lake. Anyways, Lake Superior University has put out a list of banned phrases. They've done this before with 2021, and now they're doing. Actually, it says that they've been doing this for a long time, but they put out one for 2022. And here's the list. One of them is supply chain. They would like to, and I guess that had to do with what was in the news with all the cargo ships that were stuck out in mainly Long Beach area. Another one, you're on mute. I guess because Zoom is blowing up. So and I'll be doing some interviews with comedians here in StreamYard, and they could be talking and we don't hear it. Hey, dude, you're on mute. The new normal. Yes, Zoom meetings is the new normal. Zoom is like a brand name. When I tell people about StreamYard, they're like, what? I got to say Zoom. It's kind of like saying Clorox, or Xerox. Oh, I'm going to copy. What else? Deep dive. Circle back. Asking for a friend. There's one. That's usually like a pervert. That's like, hey, do chicks like this? Asking for a friend. That being said, holy shit, I use that a lot. I think I picked it up because I watch a lot of Kevin Hart stuff. And Kevin Hart says that a lot. He's like, That being said, now you guys hear it. That being said, this next one I say a lot too. At the end of the day, I have a friend, Michael C. Hall, who we can discuss something, and we will say at the end of the day, almost like the end of when we get to the point of what we're talking about, at the end of the day, we can say like maybe a 30-minute conversation. We have said it like 12 times. At the end of the day, so they're banning a lot of things I say. Maybe that's why I hate Lake Superior University. Also, no worries. I guess that song is no longer allowed, or visits from your family from Australia. No worries, mate. And the number one was wait, what? Wait, what? Which is funny because there's a commercial locally, so people in Hawaii, you get this. I think it was the self-storage commercial with comedians Champ, Kenny Hune, and Khalil Palanca. Friends, love those guys. But there's this one dude that Champ is talking to, and it's such a lighthearted commercial, which is pretty, normal. But there's one dude, I don't think he does comedy because I've never seen him before, so maybe he's just an actor. But he's like super intense in this commercial. Local people, you know what I'm talking about. He's like, the commercial is about Champ was telling the guy, oh, look at this guy, he has all this junk in his garage. And that guy is like, and he goes, it's called garageritis. And that guy is like, wait, what? It's like really intense for no reason. It's like, why is that guy angry? He's like, what? Like the word insulted him. It's like, I've never gone up to somebody and was like, hey, what's happening over there? And it was like, oh man, they're struggling over there, man. They got garageritis. I'm like, what? But he was like, what? Garageritis? No shade, man. No hate on the dude. It's just that. So he did his job, because I'm always thinking about the commercial because of his intensity. It didn't match everybody else. So I don't know if you guys seen that commercial. Those of you that are in the States that watch this or listen to this, maybe you can YouTube that commercial. You can see it, or maybe I'll post it somewhere. The dude is cool with me, so please don't start a fight. The dude, amazing. He should be on like some kind of action drama, because he'd be like, wait, what? They kidnapped the president's daughter, or something like that. But he was like, garageritis. All right, so that's a little bit too much, no? Cool. Let's see what we have here. Let's check the comedy crew. Let's see what we have. Kevin Chang. I have a friend who got pulled into one of those Nigerian email scams. They ended up falling in love with their scammer and went to Nigeria and got married. I think they are still together. There's no way that happened. if that did happen, super cool. But I'm pretty sure those scammers aren't from Nigeria. So wherever they went to, that's where they got married. It might not be Nigeria. Ooh, coming up on an hour. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, did I make a banner for that? Ah, yes, I did. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Jimmy's Top 10. Oh, man. Maybe I should do that again. Did I have water and mustache? Here we go. Me trying to be a TV dude. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we should do like CSI Miami style. No. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Jimmy's Top 10. Cue music. All right, moving. So Jimmy's Top 10 Hawaii phrases that should be banished for 2022. Let me say that again. Jimmy's Top 10 Hawaii phrases that should be banished for 2022. Tonight's list is brought to you by the lady at Zippy's that takes the phone-in orders and always gets your order wrong. Let me tell you something. If I order a Loco Moco and I ask for extra mac salad, and I get my order and it has a green salad, I just want to go back and just, like, why is this lady working the phones? Can we get somebody else here, please? Who eats Loco Moco, which is, for those of you that don't know, rice, hamburger patty, eggs, however you want it, usually over easy or sunny side up, because you want that yolk, and gravy. And it says, I think I've gone overboard. Let me get a green salad to balance this out. And while I'm at it, let me get Diet Coke. Oh, an extra of that salad, please. No, you want mac salad. That goes with the gravy. You mix up mac salad with gravy the same way you mix up mac salad or potato salad with beef stew. That's what you do. Why am I standing here with a Loco Moco and a green salad? It doesn't match. So, sorry, I got issues with that. Please put somebody competent to answer the phones. Okay, number 10. Dog. Local people, that's not our thing. You know? And it doesn't even match with pigeon. I work with teenagers. I volunteer at the high school with for the football team, and I hear the whole dog, mean that dog. I'm like, dog? That sounds insulting. Like, I understand dog, yeah, hip, oh, yo, what's up, dog? But it's when the local kid says, it's like, no way, dog. Nah, chance some dogs. Like, stop it. Number 9. That's one banger. That's one banger. I was like, I don't know, man. It didn't catch on for me. I hear people use it. That's one banger. One banger. I mean, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm kind of not. Number 8, mahalo. I know. Some people might not like that I'm using that one. But the reason I think we should get rid of it is because a lot of the tourists are starting to use it. And you know how, like, so if you're a teenager and you have these words, whatever's, it's lit, fire, whatever's. When people that didn't intend to use this word, all of a sudden we need something else, Then they get that corny joke. Oh, I thought mahalo meant garbage because I see it all over the trash receptacles. Somebody need one banger. I don't even know how to use that right. Number 7, shoots, bruh. I think it's because of the time that we live in. I think we gotta watch what we say. So shoot is actually, a trigger word for some people, PTSD. Shoot as in a gun, or shoot as in you got your shot for your vaccine. I think we got to watch the way we use that. Might as well banish it. Number 6, Raj. We got to get rid of Raj. Not Raj the person. Raj, R-A-J, which is short for Raja. Roger, like when you affirmative, on the mic on the CB radio. That's a Roger. Shorten it so much. So it was already short. Roger. And then go, no, Raja. Pigeon style. And then went Raj. What next? Ra. And then we start buying ra. Sound like ra. Number 5, easy. There's different ways to use it though. Easy, like telling somebody calm down. Easy, or somebody tells you that. Wait. Instead of saying like take care, easy. Take it easy. So we shorten it down. Easy. What next? Ease. Easy E. Number 4, she go. That confuses some people. Like, oh, what'd you think? She go. Like, well, where's she going? I'm confused. She go or she coming? What? Stay? Go? She go. Number 3. When the rail gonna be ready? We need to get rid of that. We need to stop saying that. It's never gonna be ready. People was like, I remember when they were talking about rail in the 80s. But they were talking about before that. But I was around in the 80s when they were talking about it. And everybody said, we'll never see it in our time. Which is, we see some of it. I don't know, with the pandemic, I might not see it. I might die before it happens. Before I actually see people on the train riding to town. I'm hoping, but it's not even close to finish. And it keeps getting pushed back, keeps getting more expensive. We might as well just stop saying it. When the rail going to be ready? When they're going to power? When it's going to be built? It's not. It's just not. Number 2, no worry. Hey, I guess it fits. Lake Superior University did have a good one. No worry. No worry usually happens just before something happens that you should have been worrying about. You get on a local guy tell you no worry. Because it's like you hire a carpenter. Oh yeah, so we need to do this in the roof, and then no worry. Just fire that guy, hire somebody else right away, because something's about to happen that you should have been worrying about. And number one Hawaii phrase that should be banished for 2022. I guess 'em. So, I guess 'em usually follows no worry, I guess 'em. That, the more they say, the worse it's going to be. So when they say no worry, be worried. But when they say no worry, I guess 'em. So too late already. Too late. It's terrible. Not to mention, that word "geff" started from the bad word in Samoan, which is "gefe." Now, some of you guys didn't know that. I was around when I geff him. I was like, what? Geff him. So why would they say geff him? I get him. And then somebody just said geff, and it's like, I geff him. It's like, what? It doesn't work. It's about time we stop using that. Please. And that was Jimmy's Top 10. Cool. So, folks, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me on this show. Let's see the comments. Let's check the comedy crew with the comments. For real, dog. They went Lago. Oh, he said dog. So they went to Lagos and got married. Went there, big email scam call center and everything. Number 3 is good. Cool. Sounds like you're trying to censor all the coaches. Because the coaches do use all these phrases. And I did my research in real life. And we need to get rid of these words for 2022. And also the lady at Zippy's that keeps messing up my order. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Please. please get my order right, because that's all. I don't ask for much. Just get my order right. Don't forget, folks, February 2nd, you can get your tickets at BlueNoteHawaii.com. I will be performing full hour of comedy. Some people ask, so when I perform at Tumoa Tuine, he does clean comedy. And that's a good thing, that's his thing. I can do clean, but that's like I perform the way I talk. We all do. I'm not gonna be vulgar and stuff like that. It's gonna be funny, but I'm not gonna come out and just be like really disgusting. But some curse words may come out. So if you bring your kids, because it does say 18 and over. However, if you bring teenagers, can come, but understand there will be parental. There will be adult language used in the show. I've done past shows where high school students have been in there. My own daughter has been in there. And they laughed. They loved the jokes. It wasn't about the curse words, but there were curse words. So you can get your tickets. It's still on sale. Spread the word. Thank you guys for jumping into the podcast. I'm going to do this live every Monday and Thursday night. I'm going to have guests on. I'm going to see their take on topical or current events, as well as their experience in comedy. My aim is to talk to people who are in comedy, but I will talk to others and get their opinion on things in comedy. If you guys want, you guys can message me at comedian James Mane at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter is James_Mane. But if you at comedian James Mane, you can find me. I'm in a lot of social media. I also do this on Twitch. Let me know what topics you would like me to discuss. Let me know if there's anything that like, I don't know if I would tell you guys who's going to be on the show next week. I do have people booked. You guys put in ideas. I'll ask questions. It will be live, so you guys will be able to ask those people the question as well. I will post on Instagram and other social media vehicles on who's going to be on the show that day. That way you guys can prepare your questions, and then, we can ask them, their opinion on whatever you want to ask. I'm rambling. Let me end the show. So next week, Monday night, Hawaii time, 7 p.m. If I start late, it's because Hawaiian time. I got to go get some more candy. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You guys can listen to the audio if you missed some things on Spotify, or you can still see this on my YouTube channel at Comedian James Mane. All right, so Spotify, Anchor, also Google or Apple. Thank you guys for listening. I got food downstairs waiting for me, so I'm out.
Lifting me up high. I'm from the Honolulu represent, yeah. It's the Honolulu mission. well. I always bring 110% people. I be feeling it, the rhythm in my bones, the rhythm in my bones. It's the rhythm in my bones.